Yeah. Now we got. Let's get this out the way, right? I was a 4.3 coming out. He was a 4.2, maybe even 4.1. T was a 4.5 or 4.58. You know what I'm saying? He's the only person I know that got faster as he got older. He's probably the fastest 50-year-old I know. I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's no claim to fame.
Hey, man, no medals like that, man. The fastest 50-year-old.
He is being coached by one of the best coaches, trust me, by far the best coach that I've ever played for in Andy Reid. When you talk about training staff, when you talk about obviously injuries, recuperation, just getting back on the field in a timely manner. When you talk about injuries, which are a part of the game, and then let's talk about speed. We were on that topic. Yeah, I was a late bloomer. So I realized when I got into the league, I'm like, my first 3 years, especially my rookie year, I went into my first rookie game. I was looking around. I'm like, man, these dudes are fast. And that's what a lot of people have to understand, especially a lot of kids and moms and dads out there that are listening. You have that transition, and just from going from high school to college to the pros, the speed exponentially increases going from high school to college and pros. And then especially from college, you really kind of see how fast and how great athletes are. And we're talking about Tyreek Hill here, who obviously came into the league, I think, primarily it's sort of like a return guy. I'm sure a lot of scouts and people that drafted him, that scouted him, they looked at him as sort of a return guy. When I think about a return guy his size, I think of Peter Warrick. You think about some of the dynamic things that he did. He's one of those guys. But Tyreek has done a great job in transitioning and just getting that stigma of just being a special team guy to now a prolific receiver. Tell us about that transition.
Well, you kind of said it. It's all about desire and want to, right? So
right.
I mean, my mom, she always taught me, if you sign up to do something, you want to be the best at it. I believe my first year I came in, I'm nervous, I'm scared, and I don't know what to expect really, And my special team coach told me, he was like, Reed, there's a lot of fast guys in the NFL, but I mean, you're blessed with Olympic speed, So I got a chance to I got a chance to witness that my first game, and I wasn't able to do much because I was just trying to use my speed. I went out that first year, I was working hard. I listened to another vet. We had Jeremy Macklin, so I was fortunate enough to have J-Mac to prep me that season. He helped me get to the level I am now. No,
I mean, like I said, when I see you, and automatically, like I said, with the scouts, the GMs, based on, where you were drafted, how you were drafted. Like I said, some of the guys that I mentioned, you think about some of the great returners, the league has had, obviously Deion Sanders, but you think about Dante Hall, you think about Devin Hester, Peter Warrick. These are some of the dynamic guys. Of those that I mentioned, Peter Warrick, he was a great college player, but that didn't successfully transfer, to the NFL level. I mean, he played a little bit and then he kind of faded. When you think about, again, guys like Jeremy Macklin, those guys that were kind of like that, you looked up to, you kind of patterned and kind of became a better receiver. What is it about your game that allowed you, enabled you to kind of just, because it seems like you went from 0 to 100, especially from literally from being sort of like just known as a return guy to now being implemented into a system. And I know how Andy Reid, his mind works, to just an offensive juggernaut.
I just like being great, man. I look at guys like you. I look at guys like Randy Moss, and a guy like you, man, who, big, physical, and like a lot of people doubt it, and I'm all about that. Like I use things like that, to fuel me to be great, So just like you said, when I first came out, a lot of scouts were like, "Oh, he can't run routes, he can't catch, or he can't break tackles." I use that every day, in the off season, on the season, and was like, you know what, I'm gonna be the best wide out on this team, Or,
so basically, you're not.
I'm gonna take his spot.
You're not saying you're good because of your speed.
Nah, I'm not. I mean,
right?
I mean,
because that's what a lot of people would say. They're like, "Oh, he's good because he's fast." Like, no, speed really it has a little bit to do with it. Your talent, but you're going up in the pretty much like.
I would say my first 2 years in the league, I was still raw. You know, I was still learning.
Mm-hmm.
I was still learning the wideout position. You would say. You know, I didn't know how to run routes.
Mm-hmm.
I could catch the ball real good, but I didn't really know how to go up 12 yards and then come back on the Z end. I didn't know how to do none of that. I was like, Coach, how do I do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it like, do I go up and then do I hop into it, or what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Now, like I've transcended my game to like I know how to release. Like can't no DB get no hands on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm releasing. I'm catching the ball. I'm going up. I'm going up over top of dudes with confidence. You know, and stuff like that. So
because I think that's what we're trying to the listeners out there, especially the young athletes, we're trying to let them know, right? It doesn't matter. Like the talent is only one side of it. Like, it's going to be your character, your work ethic, your discipline too, your craft is more important than any speed, any height, anything that you got going on physically. It's going to become that mental approach to being successful. So that's why, I wanted to get on that.
Yeah, and it sounds like obviously you've had just not only just your coaches, but players that have helped you kind of develop your game, evolve your game. And again, as you said, that confidence that you had in yourself, obviously being instilled by your mom. Again, like I said, I know, what it's like to kind of be looked at as kind of like, on the outside, you know what I mean? Not really looked upon to really do great things because, like I said, with your height, some people like, that was one of the stigmas going into the league, especially for guys being a receiver, like, oh, well, he's short. He's not going to be able to help us. You know what I mean? There's, you got to be at least almost 6 feet, but you're defying
wideouts, man. It's the wideouts, man.
Right.
You come in short, stocky, and fast, man.
Right. So you're definitely defying those odds. And so I applaud you. And I appreciate watching you again evolve because again, you look at guys that traditionally guys like you that come into the league, they primarily put you guys in the slot. You know what I mean? But you're, like I said, knowing Andy Reid and how he operates and having a go-to type and a playmaker type of receiver like yourself, you've been able to expand your game. So I mean, it's been remarkable to watch. Please subscribe, youtube.com/Terrell Owens.
Yay! Peace.